How do you take a simple policy and turn it into a real pathway for innovation? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We're going to break down the SNS Roadmap, a framework that's all about transforming how we learn, create, and think. Let's get right to it. Okay, so here's our plan for this explainer. We'll start with the what and the why of the SNS Roadmap. Then we'll unpack its core foundation. They call it the 3 Ps: people, process, and product. After that, we'll explore the 5 pillars that really bring it all to life. And finally, we'll tie it all together with the grand vision and what this all means for you. All right, let's start with the big picture. When you hear the word roadmap, you might think of some dry, static document, right? A set of rules. But the SNS Roadmap is framed as something completely different. It's meant to be a living, breathing guide for growth. And this really is the core question, isn't it? We've all seen mission statements and strategic plans before. So what makes this roadmap any different? Is it just a bunch of buzzwords, or is there something more going on here? This simple shift in language is pretty much the key. Calling it a journey instead of a policy completely changes the feel. It suggests this isn't some set of top-down rules, but a collective process, a path of movement and growth that everyone is on together. So, when you get right down to it, this roadmap acts like a bridge. It connects the big, high-level ideas, the vision and values, with concrete, everyday actions. And the main tool used to build that bridge? It's design thinking, a creative, human-centered way of solving problems. That's how the real transformation is supposed to happen. So, how does this journey actually work? It's built on a really simple but powerful foundation known as the 3 Ps: people, process, and product. Let's break down how these 3 elements are meant to work with each other. You can kind of see the logic here, right? It all starts with the right people. That's the students, the faculty, and industry partners all bringing their unique perspectives to the table. Then they engage in a specific process, one that's driven by that design thinking approach we mentioned. And the outcome? The product isn't just a grade on a report card. It's an innovative learner who's ready to create real-world impact. With that 3P foundation set, the roadmap is then built out through 5 core pillars. Think of these as the key action zones. This is where the big ideas are actually put into practice. 5. That's the magic number. These 5 pillars are the specific strategies that are designed to turn the roadmap's vision into a reality for every single student. And here they are. As you can see, they cover the whole spectrum, from the classroom experience and industry connections, all the way to fostering entrepreneurship and doing real-world research. Let's just take a quick peek at each one. The first pillar totally rethinks teaching itself. Instead of just traditional lectures, the whole focus is on designing experiences. So, for example, instead of just reading about a historical event, students might be asked to design an entire museum exhibit about it. The goal is to create active problem solvers, not just passive listeners. Pillar 2 is all about breaking down the walls between the classroom and the real world. Through things like internships, collaborations with companies, and guest lectures from actual professionals, learning stops being just theoretical and becomes immediately relevant. And this is the whole point of Industry Connect. It closes that gap we all know about, the one between academic theory and practical application. It helps make sure that the skills you learn are skills you can actually use. The third pillar is all about creating a safe space for people to experiment and even take some risks. It's about building a culture where students are actively encouraged to think differently. So things like hackathons and startup challenges, they're not just events. They're more like laboratories for new ideas. Pillar 4 zeroes in on what are often called soft skills, but they're really essential life skills. Technical knowledge is one thing, but this pillar is all about developing confident communicators, effective leaders, and true professionals who are ready for the modern workplace. This quote just nails the philosophy, doesn't it? The focus shifts from short-term goals like getting a good grade to long-term preparedness. The real aim is to equip students for a lifetime of learning and adapting, not just for the next test. And our final pillar, research and development, might be the most ambitious of all. This is where the learning journey becomes a creation journey. We're talking about faculty and students working side by side as partners to solve real-world problems and contribute brand new knowledge to their fields. So, we've got the foundation and the 5 pillars that guide the journey. But what's the ultimate goal? Where is this whole roadmap pointing? What's the North Star? The vision is pretty clear.
It's about cultivating 3 key identities in every learner. To become an innovator who sees new possibilities, a designer who builds solutions, and a changemaker who creates a positive impact. It's a vision that's focused on empowerment, not just graduation. And this really reframes the purpose of education, you know? It's not just about absorbing information about the world as it is. It's about gaining the skills and the mindset to actively go out and design the world as it could be.
So what does all this mean for an individual learner or educator? The last piece of the puzzle is translating this big institutional roadmap into a personal pathway for transformation.
And here's the key takeaway. The SNS roadmap isn't a static plan with a bunch of checkboxes. It's a framework for real transformation, designed to make learning deeply meaningful by connecting it to your own personal growth and the impact you can have on the world.
So we've explored the what, the how, and the why of the SNS roadmap. The framework is clear, and the vision is definitely ambitious. The final question? Well, it isn't for me to answer. It's for every innovator out there who's ready to take that first step. The roadmap is clear. Are you ready to design the future?